to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Happy spooky season. Let's get into today's pick a card reading. Today we're doing a what is the current gossip on you, and of course, as per usual, check the description box for all the ways to get in contact with me, booking personal readings, giving back to the nonprofit. All of our proceeds go back to our nonprofit, keeping our lights on and making sure this information is accessible to all. If you don't know me, my name is Felicia. I am a human and civil rights advocate, and I run a nonprofit in women's health called DIVAS Can Manifest. You can find more about us in the description and some of our exciting projects that we have going on as well. So, but without further ado, let's get into it. I also already pre-selected your significators for the PAL using the archetypes deck. So PAL 1, you are the bow, gang. PAL 2, you are the American flag star. PAL 3, you are the flower. And PAL 4, you are the cheetah. Let's get into it. Take a deep breath, choose intuitively, and I'll see you guys in your selection. Bye. Hi, PAL 1. Welcome to your selection. So you chose the bow, and this significator here as well is the liberator. Okay, so there's something where people are saying that you are like pulling from a bitterness. It's like this something, I'm not gonna say you're pulling from a bitterness, but there's a juicy tea in the like in the plot of your life. Like the plot is thickening with something. And I think that this story, like, that people have going on about the ongoing gossip with you is like that you've been like I think the reason why you have grown bitter, I don't know if this is you or if this is some relationship that you had where there was someone who have been like ignoring a legitimate boundary or constraint. Like, it's like there's like, I don't know, something where you're discussing a situation. Like, maybe there's a, like, I don't know, maybe some of you guys are discussing a situation where people are legitimately ignoring constraints. They're ignoring boundaries. They're ignoring like something legitimate. Like, it makes sense, right? So if you y'all, this is juicy. The reason why this is juicy is because these people have done something hypocritical or absurd. Like, this is like, I don't know, it was something that involved like a law or a rule, and you have a lot of popular support around your legitimacies, like the things that you regard as legitimate, the things that like govern your life. I'm getting that something where you're like, some of you guys are, this is about your ideology, and this could be about your ideology and how it, like, the set of rules and values and laws that govern your life. And it's because of how much positive result and abundance that surrounds you. It's kind of like the proof is in the pudding, PAL 1. These people who are like ignoring these boundaries or being irrationally upset, or some of them really do have like a problem with authority. Like, they cannot take authority well, and they always challenge their authorities, and they always, like, I don't know, they always are fighting with their bosses, something like that. They're always fighting at work or with their boss. And these people, like, it be the rules of the workplace, or it's like, what I'm saying, it's the law, over the, like, you know, something where maybe there is even a situation where someone is breaking a law. And I'm also just like, overall though, I think that you're like, the way that you live your life and how you govern yourself and your behavior, people see you as very sovereign. For one, they see you as someone who's autonomous, independent, and isn't attached to anything or anyone who is not like, that is not serving you spiritually, for one. And two, you have healthy attachments. Like, you're not like this person that is reliant. Like, I don't know, you're not reliant on anything for confidence or security. And they feel that you're very, like, you do what you want to do, but the way that you do in your approach to your life is very popular. Like, you have a lot of popular support around your life, okay, and how you live your life. So the people who are not, like, it's like a very big difference, because they're not the ones that have like the support, or they're not the ones that are having an abundant reality. It's like, these people have, like, you maybe had to fire someone insubordinate, or you may have had to, like, there's a division, and there's a group of people who are not legitimately, like, they're not making sense, because their results are not as, like, they're not getting good results, and they're not like held, like, they don't uphold high standards, and like, they're really just not respected. I think a lot of these people are not respected, so they see that you're the ones that actually like had the redemption in this situation, had the, like, you were the ones that came out on top, and you got your retribution for sure. Like, I feel like this situation where you're the ones that are getting crowned and gloried, and these people who, like, the gossip around you with these people, or that they're just, they're ignorant people. Like, people are literally saying that they're ignorant people, that they're not legitimate within their business. They're saying that their business is corrupt. They're saying that their business is illegitimate. They're saying that these people did not have good, like, they don't know when to stop. Like when I think about a constraint or boundary or limitation, like, that means that something that is like, it becomes confined. So like, there's somebody's behavior that has gone outside of these confines, and it has been illegitimate, it has been ignorant, it has been disrespectful, and it's, or quite literally been, you know, undermining, subversive activity, undermining the laws, okay? Where those are the legitimate constraints that have been protecting every citizen. But people are really starting to come into the awareness that you're the ones that's getting the popular support, you're the ones that's getting crowned and gloried. So it really does look, they really do look like really illegitimate. So that's not a place where you want to be anyway, okay? This could be somebody that's copycatting you, okay? I'm getting that these might even be a group of people. I'm hearing that this could even be a gang of people who started bullying you. They started ganging up, and they look like they're not the ones getting the popular support. So they just look like a big group of bullies, and they see that you're getting supported by people who are like, you're getting high honors, and they're the ones like that's perishing, and that those people were like really like trying to impose a tyranny. Like, they were really trying to, like, something where you liberated some peoples, or you exposed something, or your existence quite naturally brought a greater awareness around something, okay, in a community or network, association, or group of friends, whoever these people are that are gossiping. And they are just like, they really look like they never were truly liberated to begin with, and they had no purpose in liberating other people. Like, people are saying that they never had any purpose, that they never really wanted to help anybody, that they were just doing it for their own selfish and intense desires, that they were just doing it to bully you, okay? Archangel Jeremiah, okay? The angel of visions and dreams and communicates, okay? Yeah, you know, people have been gossiping and saying that you've been very discouraged and troubled because of all the bullying that you've been facing. And then now they're seeing that, like, these bullies get, like, you know, they're seeing these bullies are starting to perish because of what they did, right? Um, and I think that what happened in this situation, why they may have been the ones spewing the falsehoods about you and trying to paint some type of, like, literally creating a story up to make it seem like you were the one that was being tyrannical, that you were the ones that were hiding something, that you were the ones that were strategizing something. People will literally say that you're fake, or that you're deceiving somebody, or you got everybody thinking that your body's natural, or, you know, people will literally make up stories about who you are because of your, how you, like, I don't know, your racial group, your possessions, whatever it is, right? And they just, like, don't even realize. Sometimes they just see your social facade and they don't even realize that you're actually, like, discouraged and troubled and have been getting bullied so much, right? And so, you know, these are the same people who were trying to, I think that this is why it's a disillusionment, is because they tried to create a negative perception around you as if this was something that you were doing. That's that mirroring concept that we're talking about, where you're actually, like, that is like a master manipulator, like, of someone who's jealous and catty in this group, this gossip, these, like, gang stalkers or these bullies. They're literally just, like, ganging. I'm hearing some people are literally ganging up on you, because they really just didn't want, like, they don't want the truth to be, like, they don't want to liberate people with the truth that you are bringing. Like, they don't want to, and this is why they're the ones that's the tyrant. Some of you guys, they spread, and, like, going back to my previous point, is that they really just, like, they were mirroring you, and this was actually something that they were guilty of. They're the ones that didn't really want to liberate, right? And they see that you advanced beyond them, or you had the psychic advantage, and you liberated yourself. I'm getting that these are a lot of false teachers of fellowship, and they really don't care to support someone else. They really are the ones, they're mirroring, like, really, and they're really pulling from a bitter, resenting place, that's selfish and doesn't have a purpose to liberate. Okay, what's the current gossip on you? Okay, LOL, the letter I. Some people are talking about, yeah, this is exactly where I was going, right? They're saying that you were, like, they were trying to say that you were, like, a clout chaser. This person's name can start with the letter I. They could be an Aries, or they can just be very temperamental, or they have a lot of energy, or they could be very active, athletic, or they jump around a lot. Like, they're very, like, or they take a lot of actions or something like that. And this person, I'm getting that they were the ones that were trying to paint you out to be, like, this social climber, clout chasing, fame hungry person, but, you know, and trying to make it seem like this was actually you trying to be tyrannical and that you weren't really trying to liberate, but they're really the clout chaser that didn't want to liberate. LOL, I'm hollering. This person was actually, like, you know, you're actually, like, a light worker, right? You're actually this person who is sharing loving wisdom, and that is liberating people and helping other people learn from your mistakes and pain, and releasing, you know, the belief that you had to struggle. Like, it's something where people, because you were doing this light work, and it's like something where they really just wanted you, because of your ethical wisdom or your moral wisdom, these people really wanted to see you struggle, or they wanted to see you be within a scarcity trauma because of your values. But, like, now you're showing people, like, your domestic bliss and, you know, your popularity, and how you, like, they're really watching you have fame from your light work, and that they'll try to make that out as, like, oh, you're, like, some clout chaser, social climb, and fame hungry, but really those are your clients and your people who, like are, like, gang and, like, a cult following. Like, they'll say that you're, like, a cult following, or that you're just, like, like, people are really, like, it's like you're, like, okay, they'll say that because you have, like, popular support, that you're this clout chaser, social climbing, fame hungry, right? Because, like, But like at the same time, all these people are just like reminding you like that you don't have to struggle. Like there are good people who have nice things. Like it's like they wanted you to be this superficial idiot, or they wanted you to be like this toxic person that was always fighting, but really they were the ones that were fighting, and they were the ones that was chasing cloud. Like, and you're the ones that's actually getting the popular fame support. Like something where you're getting fame and popular support, like being supported by popular people. And this shows like the magnitude of your, like this shows like the magnitude of your impact, I think. But really, like, you know, lol, this person was just, I think that this person was just really jealous of your body, and this, they wanted to mirror you. It's like sometimes people who are envious of your body, of someone's body, will do this. And so it's a way for them to embody their vessel a lot more, because they really feel this is really coming from an inferior place. This person was really copying you, mirroring you, okay? Like you're this light worker who is getting high honors for your humanitarian work, or some type of work and service that you provide, that is actually very liberating to people. Like they see the magnitude of your impact, and you let them know, like something where they may have created a dangerous perception and illusion around your behavior, something that they could have perceived in what you were doing. Maybe they saw you, I don't know, setting up your tripod, recording yourself, or taking records of things, or they could have just seen you working hard, and they knew that it meant that you were social climbing. And sometimes, like, let's not say that social climbing is a bad thing. You should not be struggling, okay? If you see someone working hard to make ends meet, they should be working hard to make ends meet. They should be working to survive. They should be working to thrive. So people will see that you were working hard, or literally they saw that you were getting a lot of money. Some of y'all are scrippers, okay? They may have seen your big booty and see that you were getting a lot of attention for it, and that people will literally come in the door and give you the crown, okay? At the jump. And so people who in that environment that did not get chosen, they'll just sit around and mirror you, as because they will see that you getting a crown, or you getting chosen, or you getting attention, or you getting popular support, right? Like just in general, even on social media, right? That meant that like you were the standard that everyone wants to hold themselves to. And so that makes them just feel lower. And that's why they copy you. That's why they mirror you. It's because they literally just are in a lower position. And so they have to make up all kinds of stories to create all different kinds of stories to, I don't know, overcompensate for their inferiorities around your big butt, or some type of organ, or some type of privilege that they think that you have. But I feel like you have like, you're a spiritual big booty, okay? You are an enlightened big booty. And so I think that that actually shocks people, that you're not just like this idiot, or just like this person who relies on their beauty, or just this person who's chasing clout. Like you are truly liberating people, and like especially people who don't have your body type, like, and not making people feel bad for not having your body type as well. So it's just like some of the gossip surrounds that you are like, you know, that you, I think that the reason why people could be say something, if they can say something a little bit more shadowier about you, is that they literally probably say that you are, because you know that you may have the crown, or you know that you have been chosen, or you know that people are going to be drawn to you because of your big booty, right? It's kind of like you already kind of like you also reinforce that. Like some of them say that you reinforce their inferiorities, like, and that's where like some of y'all, they could be trying to say that you're the ones that's doing that, but also like I'm getting that for some of these people, what they were doing, especially if they were mirroring you, okay, is that they might say that like they might be like, oh, she thinks she all that because she got a big booty, right? But then you could be like, oh, you think you're all that just because you're a part of the dominant culture, or you're a part of a more, like, you're more privileged in some type of way as well. It's kind of like somebody who was trying to like, they were trying to make it seem like you were that person that was doing that, but really they were the ones that were trying to impose a privilege in a space, like something where this may involve a woman of privilege or somebody who was jealous of you for your body type, but it was really an inferiority complex, because usually they're the ones that are experiencing the inferiority, right? They're the ones that's experiencing the privilege. But it's like something where that is a light work. You understand that you coming in and not, like, especially if you were dealing with a person of privilege, disillusioning a person of privilege is a dangerous space to be in, because they were really the ones that were trying to act like they were, I don't know, something where they may have been very social, or they were the ones that was the standard before you came along or something like that. And they have just been very disturbed by you coming in and taking over. Like they became very disturbed by you becoming the new standard, or that your big booty or something. They feel like it was something like, oh, your big booty got you more privileges, or your big booty beat somebody. They were like, your big booty was beating them. Oh my God, they say your big booty was beating them, or they say that like once you got a big booty or something like that, you beat them or something like that. Is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing something where they say and they say that some of y'all say that you famous for your big booty or something like that. LOL. What is the gossip on you about one? Let's wrap, okay? That's crazy. Yeah, I definitely see you as being very innocent, friend. With the Virgin coming out, we have the Father archetype, and then we have the Healer, okay? Yeah, I think some of y'all, people are saying, okay, just a little side note as well. Some people are saying that you have a traditional relationship, or you have a father figure in your life who, a masculine or traditional man in your life that is actually like very controlling, demanding, and overbearing. This person, it's like you're their healer, right? And when this person met you, or when I'm getting that something where people are saying that when this person met you, you were like a virgin, or you were not, like, you know, some of you, they took your virginity, or this is somebody who met you when you were like you were like a child when they met you, and they have just been so controlling over you. And you know, sometimes when they say that you fail to care for yourself because you're off with, like, you know, this father, or this man, this traditional man who always wants you to be their servant or something like that, they're saying that you're like really submissive, and that you're like, it's like you really have a really intimate union. People are talking about that. And like something where they feel like this person who has been with you when you were fat, or they were with you when you were a virgin, or when you just haven't had that many partners or something like that, and they feel like this person is imposing their own tyranny over you as well, and they have been like claiming to liberate you, but really they're saying that really this is really them like taking advantage of you or something like that. They could be saying that this person is taking advantage of you, or these could be people who are taking advantage of you, or that like you are failing to care for yourself, like you're failing to they might not be doing this on purpose, but they say that you're always you always put this person before, you always put this person first, right? Or something like that. And they feel like that happens when, like, they see that when you gain weight, when you're doing this or something like that, they see that, like, they see that you've, like, gained weight, and, like, that means that you're, like, failing to care for yourself because you were with some, like, man who was, like, taking advantage of you, or you were with some man that was, like, where you couldn't take care of yourself as much. I'm getting that something where people are talking about a very intimate union with somebody where you both may have been very discouraged and troubled. And I think that you guys made some mistakes with one another, and I don't think that they know that, like, the true intimacy within this relationship, and that, like, when you're in this shadow self, or when you're lacking this commitment to your body, it is like you could be very discouraged and troubled during that time. But they don't think, like, they'll always try to make it seem like you're getting chosen because you have a big booty or something like that. And like I said, this is them mirroring because some of them are the ones that get to have a lot of privilege. But what really happens in the relationship with your intimate unions is that it ends up not being about how you look. And I think that's where, like, a lot of them try to paint it as if, oh, they're just trying to take advantage of you, or they're just wanting you for your big booty, or they're just wanting to have sex with you. But really, it's both of you struggling to take care of yourself because of how discouraged and troubled you are, and how you end up finding true meaning with one another, realizing true meaning with one another, and actually realizing true love. Like, experiencing true love after being discouraged and troubled is so much is also very triggering and very emotional and very intimate. And so there's a lot of illusion around some type of weight gain that you have had, but they know that you've been with, like, you've had an intimate union, and that you've just got really comfortable exploring something that doesn't have anything to do with the way you look. But anyways, for most of you here, people are they see that you are climbing up socially, and some of these people are legitimately concerned that these popular people, or these high status people, are just like not trying to take, like, they're not trying to, they want to make sure that they're not taking advantage of you. And so that's why they have been criticizing these popular people, especially this man in your life, so much, because they want to make sure you're not getting taken advantage of, because they know you're this healer and you're very pure. And they see you always trying to help somebody heal within their mind, body, and spirit. And you guys experience, like, the true meaning that you find with your intimate partners, especially, is like, it's very painful. Like, it's not rainbows and sunshines all the time, although you may have a lot of fun with your partners. They might be like, ooh, you're so sexy because of your big booty, right? But really, it ends up being, maybe it does end up being like a situation where they project onto you, like they actually start believing in this clout chaser storyline that people have going on, where really you're just really receiving high honors for liberating people who were trying to mirror you, and they were the ones that were really the tyrant, right? Some of them were calling you fat, or some of them were they were smaller than you, and they were really, like, envious of your curves or something like that, okay? Or they saw that you were famous for your body, and so that whole, like, fat shaming, or that whole, like, body typing thing that they were doing wasn't making sense, because your body is always on demand. The fuck is you talking about, low? Like, like somebody was trying to be disrespectful, low key. Somebody was trying to body type, or they were trying to shame your body. At work is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing somebody was trying to shame your body at work, and you were like a virgin and so uncomfortable, or just like, you were like a baby stripper or something, or you were just like, not that experienced in dating, or not that experienced doing something. And, you have been going through these different intimate unions and experiencing and transcending so much. Like, I think that you guys really do learn so much in your relationships, even though it always feels like a novel, I don't know, it feels like a new experience, or a new emotional experience, something that you're not totally prepared for, but you have to learn from mistakes and pain and stuff like that. So your healing journey has been non-linear, but they know that you've dealt with a lot of partners who've been abusive. They've abused their authority, and this is how they have been imposing tyranny, right? Is that they have been, some of them have been claiming to liberate you with like what they provide for you, or what they do for you, right? Or this, or they start to take advantage of this, I don't know, sexy time that you have and this intimate union that you have, and they think that they can just treat you any old kind of way. So a lot of these are just people who care about you, and they see you as so pure, and they know that it's some tyrants and abusive men, especially these popular, powerful men that can choose to abuse their authorities because they just have that liberty, right? Especially a lot of them feel like they're in control of you. So, and they do have a lot of control, okay? So, power one, what's the current gossip on you? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Swords reverse. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. They definitely see that you are having a reversal, okay? Or you were unclear about something. They feel like, they're very unclear about a reversal that you're experiencing. But there has been something with the Eight of Swords. They know it's been to release. LOL. They're very compassionate, a lot of them. They know that it's to release something that has been stopping your happiness, okay? But this Ace of Swords, something that you were not totally clear about. And I feel like a lot of what they're perceiving is that, like, it was something that you felt stuck in a way, or you started to feel like, you didn't have motivation or energy to do things, okay? So, yeah, but I definitely think that they're seeing you you closing that cycle, okay? That cycle of reversal just came to an ending, is what I'm hearing. Especially if I'm hearing that if there was a karmic challenge in your relationship, this could be a triangulation or some other type of like abusive partner that you had that had a karmic challenge of like that was a running theme in your life of abusive partners. They feel like you finally brought justice to that. Like they feel like you finally are starting to see your partners with the discernment and with compassionate wisdom, and not letting yourself get too emotionally influenced and not let yourself get taken advantage of. And it was something that you were really lacking clarity around, something that you did not discern, but they see that you have grown a protective awareness around it, and you see that it was something that was an energetic disturbance with an abusive man in your life, that have been making you struggle or something like that. Abusive men that have been making you struggle, and they have been claiming to liberate you, right? They have been claiming to be like, I'm your knight in shining armor, I'm your savior, Ace of Wands, right? This person was really unstable, extremely unstable and undependable and unsteady, and they really were so fearful and had an anxious attachment in this dynamic with you. They're talking about this man that you're dating that you love, or something that, like, something where this man helped you climb a social ladder, or this man helped you increase your social standing, and that was how they liberated you. But it was also abusive, or it also like, it was also someone who, it was also a binding almost. It was also like a coercive control. And they see that you have finally started a spiritual new beginning with this person who you have been sharing loving wisdom around, is what I'm hearing, friends. LOL. That's what I'm saying, Power One. Wow, such an intense group. Let me know how that resonated down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your selection. So you chose the American flag star, okay? And then we have the seeker archetype. So pal 2, people are saying that you're always leaving. Y'all so quick to leave. I'm telling you, please, they better not blink an eye wrong. You'll get up and leave because of something making you uncomfortable and you don't have an explanation as to why it's making you uncomfortable. People will say you're just getting up and leaving, friend. Y'all, people are really actually talking about this. Okay, I just heard something with light, and I hate to say this. There's two different things going on here. For one, I'm getting that there's like something that this could involve something that you brought to the light. I'm hearing something you found. I'm hearing you found something. You made a discovery on an adventure. Some of y'all, some of you guys found a time capsule or something like that. Or some of you guys went traveling. I'm hearing that you may have, they saw you in the Nation of Islam. That's what I'm hearing. Oh my gosh. They saw you with some kind of cultural attire on. They saw you traveling to a foreign land. Okay. And they know that you have a thirst for wisdom and truth. So you always getting up and leaving, friend. So, I'm hearing that they hate to see you go, but they love to watch you leave because they like looking at your backside. They're always seeing the back of you. They're always watching you turning around and leaving. Like, I'm hearing something where you're turning around or you're walking fast away from something. People are saying something about you being there's a group of people that you're around, is what I'm hearing, that are colorist, and they're saying that they're talking about your skin. They're saying, oh, you're light. Believe it or not, people have conversations like this. Like, sometimes people will, like, there are people who will describe people by their skin type. Like, describing oneself as red bone, light skin Keisha, or like, I don't know, like, they're talking about you being in a place where you experience some negativity about colorism. Okay. Y'all, oh my god. All right, let's see what's going on. So, oh my god, somebody's name starts with the letter K. So I'm hearing that you've been in, like, you've been in a lot of phases and cycles, okay? And people have seen, I'm getting in a group, they're saying that you were having a privilege around being light. And they see that they say that you got a sugar daddy because you were light. Okay? Some people are saying this. Somebody's name that starts with the letter N. This person's name can be, oh, okay. Some of you guys are an Indian. And Indians are really big colorists as well. Okay. And as you know, there are fair-skinned Indians, and then there are really, really dark-skinned Indians as well. And some people are saying that, especially, oh my gosh, people are saying that this, like, if you were a lighter-skinned Indian, you had a privilege, okay, to go seek, or you had a privilege to go explore. They're saying you had a privilege to go travel, or you had a privilege of higher education, or maybe you even got a sugar daddy, or you were, like, preferred for marriage because of, like, because of a lighter skin. They're saying that. Okay. So something where they're seeing you in a home, you know, and you are divine feminine. You know, divine feminine doesn't have a skin type, okay? I just want you guys to know that, right? But divine feminine doesn't have a skin type. And and they're saying that they're saying that you've had a privilege to go seek and explore. You've had a privilege, but it's really a thirst for wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a thirst for wisdom is a privilege or a skin type, okay? You going to travel, they're saying like you were taken on a vacation to travel. They're saying that you were taken, like, you were gifted an opportunity of more wisdom and truth and exploration and study, because of some type of privilege that they see that you've had. But really, you were divine feminine and mask, and you manifested this person, okay? Especially if this was like I don't know, a sugar daddy or some type of traditional man, or I'm getting something where they saw you. Oh my gosh. So some of y'all, they saw you. This something that happened when you were university or school. They see that you, maybe they're talking about, some of you guys, they're talking about a relationship that you've had with a man, okay? They're talking about a relationship that you had with a man, or they're talking about a relationship that you had with a romantic partner, how a relationship began. They're talking about, like, especially if this relationship is on a commercialized side. They're definitely talking about, like, they're talking about the beginning stages of this relationship. They might even be reposting old photos of you guys, or they're going back to the conception of this relationship, and they're reviewing the files, they're reviewing the footage, and they're analyzing your relationship. LOL. Some of y'all. For others, they're talking about a relationship, like how you guys met or something like that. And they're talking about what happened. Like, this could even be your divine masculine telling people how you guys met. Like, they could even be telling people how, they met you. Maybe they met you in a taboo place, for one. And they're saying that this was like them seeking thirst and wisdom, and that you guys actually got connected to a whole lot of truth in this taboo exploration, right? But for others, they're saying that, like, there's really, like, maybe there's a lot of, like, I'm getting that people always watch you at a party or something like that, or a social gathering, and like some romantic partner, or especially like men who do this, they would like approach women, right? Or like, just like in general, getting approached by like a romantic suitor. They're like really focused on, like, that moment is when they gave you the crown head ass, like, they're like, they're just like replaying that moment when this person proposed to you, or like replaying that moment when you guys like made it official, or like something where you guys may even share a network, and people are like reposting like your photos, and like playing y'all's music, and honoring, like, the commitment, like, or something like that, like, LOL. And they see that this person, they're gonna try to say that this person chose you because you were light skinned, for some of y'all. But for others, there people are just talking about how this person walked in the door. They could be saying like, oh, this person walked in the door and they chose the lightest one, or something like that. Or they're saying like, for some, they'll say some type of something that you have over them. Like, they'll make it seem like it's some type of privilege that you have over them, as to why this person came in the room and just was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, something like that. And that you guys went and found a lot of wisdom and truth, right? Some were internationally recognized together, or just on your own. Like, it doesn't even have to be about a romantic partner. But yeah, people are like looking at your international recognition, and they're saying that you are all over, like, getting wisdom and truth, and you just have a thirst for information, especially they seeing you traveling. Yeah, I'm getting this. There's a Gemini here, or a Virgo, or yeah, Pisces, Sag. Okay, these people could be any of those signs that are gossiping about you. Yeah, they're saying that you're clearing some karma, and this karmic clearing was around you getting a lot of wisdom and truth, and you putting a psychic death to some karmic challenge, right? They're like, oh, you cleared that third eye chakra, and you got on top of something, or they like you clear some karma, like, and now they're seeing that you have like been liberated, right? They'll say that this is like, they'll say that it was because of a privilege, but really this is you like giving somebody this gossip was like they were chronic in this shit, in this situation. They were non-stop talking about you. Like this person, I'm hearing somebody's name starts with the letter A. Their name could be Anita, or their names could start with the letter A. Somebody that may have lived in a house with you, or a roommate, or someone that you may have worked with. This person was chronically complaining about you. And when people just keep talking about somebody like that, like somebody keep like they keep pulling you out of the thin air. These people are literally just like, that is their there is their obsession manifesting. And it's like something where you detach this person, you detached from this person, you like you ended a relationship with them, or you just like you showed them like that they were just like not divine feminine. And they'll say that you got this sugar daddy, or you got this man to pay your rent or something like that. They're like, oh, you got this man to pay your rent. So and they were the ones, like, they paid your rent, or they were the ones that made you rich. They were the ones that increased your social standing. They feel like you got all this international recognition from where this man was providing for you, or the sugar daddy. And they say that the reason why they did that is because you were light skinned. Okay. But you need to show them, LOL, you need to show them the person that they also have that is getting their rent paid. Like, show them another situation where the person is the same, and this like has the same skin as you. Somebody else, like this sugar daddy had multiple hoes or something like that, and let them know that this sugar daddy had another hoe that was light skinned also, who like that's not getting international recognition. Like, let them know that this is you clearing a karma, and that other, like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, this other person who if they're trying to base it on the fact that you had a privilege, let them know that their other hoe also has a privilege and still ain't on shit. Like, so that's what I'm feeling like, pal, too. LOL. So what's the gossip on you? What else do these people have to say? That's hilarious. Okay. Hilarious. Yeah, father. Yeah, they say you had this traditional father-like person who had a talent around you. Something where they're saying that you guys went to the park a lot, or they're saying that you guys watched the stars together a lot, and that this person was supporting your life. Yeah, like, they definitely feel like this person that was supporting your life was because you were light skinned, or some other privilege that you had. Or some of these people could be people within your culture who feel like you had the privilege of a father, and they were the ones, because they were dark skinned, that they were not the father's favorite or something like that, or had an absentee father. The children were not wanted. Okay. But this person was literally just so supportive and such a guiding light, right? Yeah, I'm hearing nature. They're seeing you guys spend a lot of time in nature with your father. They see you guys have a pet together or something like that, a sugar daddy. They're saying that you guys had a pet together, or you were sitting in this person's lap a lot. And that this person had a talent. Like, I mean, a father truly do. Like, a father really does have a talent for getting the kids together. Like, how does the father know the right structures and things? Like, how does the father know what kind of logic to provide the child? Like, it's like something where they see that you have a sugar daddy, especially like if it's an old age gap or something like that. They're trying to say that you be having so much fun with your sugar daddy. Like, they're saying that you always in your sugar daddy lap, and y'all always getting, like, your sugar daddies be seeing you with a thirst for wisdom and truth, and that they always give you the wisdom and truth that you need, and they feel like your sugar daddies y'all, I'm dying laughing. Y'all, they said that your sugar daddies gave you, all of the thirst and wisdom that you needed to be internationally known. They feel like your sugar daddies took you all over they took you on vacation. They took you all over. They saying that you was wined and dined, and that you really just got the full spectrum of life from this experience that you had with a sugar daddy who was just spoiling you like you were a child and giving you everything that you needed. It's like they knew that that they gave you everything that you needed. Some of them, they saw you join, like they saw you visit a wine vineyard, or they saw you all dressed up, like they saw you wearing fancy dresses, wearing heels, and that they know that you were getting wined and dined. And some of them, they saw you with animals and y'all going to the zoo and going to play with animals together and stuff like that, and they know that this father was just there supporting your life, you know what I'm saying, supporting you, getting all these different new experiences. That's actually hilarious, because like it actually is kind of funny, a relationship with a sugar daddy. Like it's kind of funny because they can be really father like, and it's like they're really in tune with your needs, and they treat you like a child, like making sure that you get all the wisdom and truth that you need. LOL, we have the scribe. We see that you have you have been they see that you have been preserving all the information. LOL, I'm hearing, especially in the international space, it's very important as the scribe to be preserving all of this information and knowledge. I'm laughing because I had a fun moment on Twitter, X formerly known as Twitter. So go ahead, follow me over there because that's hella funny. But yeah, they see that you have been preserving all the information because your father taught you how to do that, or something. Like they're saying that your father taught you finance, or your father taught you how to be a scribe. Like they really say, oh my God, y'all, they're saying that the sugar daddy or this father was like, they just was there. They let you have a pet, like. They saying it's because you got chosen to do that because you were the lightest one, or you had some type of privilege in your space. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm busting up. We have the gambler, yeah. We definitely see it. Your father is a gambler. Like, your father was nice and had a talent, but I think the bad thing, I think the negative aspect, or some toxic traits that you could have learned from your father was this gambling. Like, some of you guys have really had a father with a gambling addiction, and I'm getting that a lot of them do win big, or they're very lucky. Like, some of them are very lucky and they do win a lot of money at the casino, or they always winning the lottery or something like that. But some of you people are saying that this they were just like, they were really relying on luck, and that they were not really authentically empowered. And sometimes that's the feminine part of your sugar daddy or something like that, or it's where they have to. Some of them have to. Their work deals with taking, like, with a lot of risk and uncertainties, and they do take a lot of gambles, especially if they do a lot of, I'm hearing, savage like investments, like savage like stock exchange, like a savage trading, okay, systems going on. Savage, savage like behavior on the trading, on the stocks. Okay, they're very savage. Like, some of them, they're very like ruthless businessmen and women. Okay, and some of them, they're saying that you learned some type of, I don't know, Wolf of Wall Street like mentality from your father, okay, as a scribe, taking detailed account of the transactions so that you can preserve this international, I don't know, situation. Oh, that's so cute, actually. Power to you. I'm hearing that your father is really raw as hell, like low key. Your father was like, your father, your sugar daddy was really, they really ate. Okay, they really ate. Like, they had a talent for doing something. They had a talent for supporting you. They were so talented with you. Like, they're like, you're like a masterpiece with this whoever this is, who has been increasing your social standing or providing something for you. I'm hearing they've literally been a authority in your life, telling you how to do things, and they feel like that made you internationally. They gave you all this acclaim and high honor because of your privilege, right? Page of Wands, okay? The Fool in the reverse. Yeah, I'm getting there's something where, like, this is a situation that somebody's gambling. There was a situation where some of these people who are gossiping, or this could even be the sugar daddy, where there's somebody here who they've been taking a lot of risk around this relationship. They have been, gambling a lot in this situation, and some of them have just let this get out of control. I'm hearing some of it is really, I'm also getting that these could be people who did not realize that you will become internationally known, and they really wish they would not have invested in a conflict or a fight with you. Some of them, they were trying to be a third party, and they were not having any luck on the romantic front. Like, they knew that, like, it's something where you got the crown very publicly from somebody, okay? And I'm hearing that there's a lot of men and all of these people who are gossiping, a lot of witnesses that were around to watch you get crowned in front of somebody. And this gave somebody a psychic death. Like, whoever gave you a crown in a network, this person, it made these other people look like a fool, because they didn't realize that whoever did this, like, they made you, like, I don't know, whoever this talent was, this father, this masculine, they may have took a risk in the dark. Like, they may have like, you know, I don't know, something where this person had a talent, and you came out as like a masterpiece and liberated and free, internationally known, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you were the one. I mean, and you've been preserving everything. Like, I'm hearing that everything in your namesake has been preserved. So whoever these karmics were, these karmic challenges of competition, is what I'm hearing. People who were, you know, they justified a competition with you because they were really struggling with your authority, especially you getting publicly crowned. Some of them didn't know that this public crowning was going to happen, and so they took a risk to compete with you for sex, money, and power, and they end up losing. And so people are talking about this, and they're saying that everything in your name was preserved and upheld in the press, and these other people just look like, you know, people who were out of control, insubordinates, people that you gave a psychic death to. And I'm hearing that they're getting left behind because they invested poorly in a conflict with you, especially the ones who were copying you or the ones that didn't do anything. It was like you were getting preserved. You were getting preserved by this father figure, this masculine who has been supporting your life. You were getting protected, and all of your namesake was preserved throughout this whole situation. Some of them, they didn't know that this was happening. They didn't know you had this divine masculine, so they were very shocked. You know, as this karmic was clearing, it's like it felt sudden. It felt like a stark realization when they realized your international recognition. What they've been seeing is that you have just been really like going on adventures, seeking, traveling. They see you've been writing a lot. You know, they see you in nature a lot. They see you with a lot of animals as well. But they may have seen you with a masculine, but they didn't know that this person was expediting your purpose in life. And so they were just taking a lot of foolish risks, and they were so naive. They didn't know that you were going to become this sensation. They didn't know that you were going to become so big. And, you know, a lot of them will say that, you know, you were chosen by this person because of some type of privilege that you had. But really, they have really gotten out of control with trying to justify it. They look even worse. Like, if this was about a privilege that you had, like, just imagine, like, being such a failure in life that you blame another woman or whatever, something outside of you, as the reason why you're not successful in life. That's you not having responsibility for yourself. That's you, like really handing over your autonomy to something outside of you. It makes you look really disempowered. So, you know, these people who, man, they risked and started fighting you. They risked and like did something corrupt. They risked and started like competing with you. Or they were just like, they were doing something negative, and they ended up being the ones that were rendered the failure. Like the Seven of Pentacles, their investments did not work out. And you're the ones that's getting the international acclaim. Like, I would be salty as fuck too, pal, too. They didn't realize that this person was actually like protecting your security and wealth, while they have been attacking you for being light-skinned, or attacking you for some type of privilege that they thought that you had, or just the fact that you were crowned by somebody, right? That's what I'm seeing, proud too. Let me know how this resonates, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your selection. So you chose this beautiful pink flower, and your significator is the Advocate. Inspires you to put compassion into action. So people see that you be pondering a lot. Like people, the gossip on you is that you have been inspired to take some type of action. Okay, you've been inspired to advocate on behalf of something, is what I'm hearing. And so this makes you look really compassionate, friend. You know, you're definitely like have been shedding a lot of awareness around something. You've definitely shed a lot of light around important things. You cover a lot of hot button topics. A lot of people see that you're well versed and very intellectually inclined. They think that some of you guys are really, you have like a really nerdy aesthetic or something like that. They always see you reading books or in the libraries, or maybe you even show off a lot of your books and have a collection of books, perhaps. But I've turned into an iPad Kindle girly, okay? LOL. But like, I know my travel girls understand me. But yeah, like they're seeing, I'm seeing a very impressive book collection, or just like the things that you talk about and communicate shows that you study a lot, and that you have a very good vocabulary. Some of these people, I'm getting that, you know, they see that you are inspired to, and you're compassionate enough to take an action around something. But there are certain people who are like, I have been, side note, I have been very hesitant about posting a video topic over on my lifestyle channel. And I think that people in this pile, a more shadowier side of the gossip, is that there are people here that are jealous of your books, and they're jealous of your books and your study, and it's like something where they saw you in a parlor, or they saw you in a foyer, or they saw you in a, I'm hearing a very, like, it looked like a maybe they saw you in a, it looked very high, upper echelon, it looked prestigious, well endowed. They saw you connected to an academic institute. It's like somebody here has been envious of your study, or envious of, you know, that makes them envious of your spirit. And it's like you're very prestigious to someone, okay, because of an institution that you attended, or like, I don't know, maybe they, people will say that you are affirmative action, or they will say that if you're a disadvantaged persons, they will say that you are like, they'll say that you are affirmative action, or that you're struggling with the imposter syndrome. But I really am seeing that like some of these people are envious of something that they see that you where you have been studying, or your degree. They feel like this makes you really hot, or they really some of the people are really turned on about this brainy, nerdy aesthetic that you may have. They know that you're really smart, and you think about things deeply, and that if you're gonna have sex, then it's going to be like really a lot of chemistry, a lot of mind fucking, that type of thing. LOL. And then like another group, I don't know, another part of the gossip I feel like is like people who, and like I said, I'm really hesitant about posting this topic, but it pretty much basically discusses like what I've been noticing this, like, in Houston, especially like at the public schools, that there are a lot of particular demographic that is like hanging around the schools, and they're not enrolled in the school. And there is a group of men that do this, and I've actually seen it. It's not just here. I've actually seen this happen in other schools too. Like, there's a group of young men, especially if you're like from the black culture. Like, there's a group of black men between the ages of 18 and 24 years old that borrow the identity of a college student, and they really are like, they know, especially if you are a disadvantaged person in an academic institution, they know that's going to put you in the position of the advocate. They know that you're going to be inspired to help other people because of how you've had to work to get to this place, right? You know, some people, the nerve of some people will still be mad, you know, even though they know that you have been here just to give back to the community, just to advocate for, you know, greater, you know, more of this, or, you know, something where you are like, where you want to see an influential change, right? But a lot of people will also be envious of this because they really want to borrow the identity of a college student. They really wish they had the university experience. Some of them, they really wanted to join a sorority really bad, or, you know, just like the high honor of your institution, or, you know, something where they see that it is high, like a big part of your identity. You know, a lot of people will like even try to, like, you know, some of these people were trying to they're trying to hide their envy of your studies by like borrowing the identity that they're an advocate as well. Like, some of them, they might be, if they're copying your identity. I'm hearing a Cancer. I'm hearing if this person is copying your identity, or they're trying to mimic that they're an advocate, it's really because this person is jealous of your academic study, like the things that you study, or the things that you're like passionate about. You know, that's where you are inspired to advocate, right? And so anybody who is trying to adopt on as if they're an advocate, it's really because they feel inferior. They don't feel as smart as you. Some people, I'm hearing a lot of think pieces recently about, like, you know, black women, like people trying to clap back at black women pursuing school, like, oh, black women are the most highly educated in the like the most highly degreed group in the country, right? Whatever, or whatever the stat is, right? But really, they're just angry that black women have been pursuing higher education. That doesn't make them the smartest group. It makes them the group that like has had a commitment to their education. Like, I think that's what it means, right? And also, some of them do feel like you're smarter than them, and so they're really just like, oh my god, like trying to, like, some of them are trying to clap back, or they're trying to find, like, I don't know, they're trying to find, or try to say, they could literally just be trying to say that it's for your personal gain, or they're trying to find a flaw, okay, within your reasoning or something like that, but they really haven't been able to find a flaw. They really haven't been able to find, like, it's like anybody who tries to like they try to clap back, or anybody who tries to like disagree with your advocacy, or they are really triggered like by your education. Like, they're really triggered by how much of an impact your advocacy work is having. And so the proof is, it's not that you like, it'll always, like, there's always more learning to be done. So it's not a sound argument to say, like, oh my god, or to, like, it's clear that you're just like jealous of somebody's study. Like, clearly we're today years old, PAL 3. We are always seeking truth and knowledge, especially if you were here from PAL 2. So, you know, these are a lot of people who hate that you can advocate. They hate that you can speak up about something. They hate that you're well versed. They hate that you're studied, right? And they're not being able to, like, them forming a think piece about your school. Like, some people are literally forming think pieces, or trying to like form an argument against you for like prioritizing school. Like, people are mad that you are at school, Fran. Like, you know, especially disadvantaged people of color. Like, they're really upset that you have, like, that was your value. And if if someone criticizes you or like you're really this inspired person that's extremely compassionate. So if they're forming like these think pieces or they're trying to like be angry about something, it's really because they felt attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them, they may have felt challenged. You might have said something, brought truth, shed light upon something, that have where the shoe fit, right? And so they felt naked, exposed, attacked, uncomfortable. And so, oh, now you think you're smarter, or black women think they're the smartest group, or oh, people with degrees think they're all that. Not everyone with degrees is having the same experience as the gang at Felicia and Trace Tarot, FYI. But for more often than not, people are doing that. I'm getting that people are literally gossiping like that. Like if they're literally doing that, they're really just like negative, right? They're really clearly negative, projecting negative envy, projecting negative energy. So it's like anybody else who's like, you know what I'm saying? We have fixed. A lot of them, they see that some of these people are saying that you went to school, and they're saying that you went to school and like they feel like this higher education or something like that, where you learned like you grew compassion through learning about your own bad habits. I think that people are saying that you went to school in your universe. They're saying like, especially y'all, if this isn't school, I don't know what this could be, but they're saying that you have some type of like all this knowledge that you hold or all this advocacy that you do is really an inspired compassion behind like learning about some of your own challenges and disadvantages, and even like you cleaning up some of your bad habits. You were very compassionate about like bad habits that people can have. Like some people have bad habits, like being in a failed marriage is a bad habit. Like having hygiene issues is a bad habit. Like we're not gonna talk about that though. Like sometimes like one time I was in the bathroom, y'all, LOL. So I try not to judge people, but one time we were in a public restroom, right? And I don't know, were we in a public restroom? I don't know where we were at. Like it felt like we were at a situation where people were gathering for a social, but like for example, this girl walks out of the bathroom stall and completely skips over the sink to wash her hands. Like she did not wash her hands. And I saw, but I ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say nothing, right? I had compassion and I just started advocating about feminine hygiene in a different space. LOL. And then we have bullying, right? But also like there's another person that was in the who was in the room, who was in the bathroom or something like that. I was so embarrassed for this person. They were like, how you not gonna wash your hands? They were like, wait, wait, you don't wash your hands. And then I just looked, right, and I looked at her, she looked at me, I looked at her, I ain't say nothing. I was just it was awkward. She was like, oh, I forgot. She was like, how you forget? Like, like that's a bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's embarrassing. Like, sometimes, like, hygiene issues could be literally bad habits that someone isn't even aware that they're doing. Like, they're not even aware that they're having a hygiene issue. And some of you guys, you may have been bullied in the past, and this is what has inspired you to do this. Like especially somebody not washing their hands, like that's a really, really bad, low class, impoverished, lack of hygiene issue. Like you don't forget to wash your hands. You've been trained to go to the bathroom since you were 3 years old. There's absolutely no forgetting to wash your hands. Like that's really bad. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that some people who are just like not aware, like maybe you never had to be in a space where clean hands matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, something happened right there, friend. And I think that's something that's really embarrassing, because now that girl is gonna go around telling 3 other girls, oh, we was in the bathroom, what's her name, walk right out and wash her hands with her nasty ass. Like, you know somebody gonna drag her, right? You know somebody gonna drag her. And that could turn into a whole bullying, right? When really that person was just like lacking a proper hygiene, you know what I'm saying? Training, like lacking education, disadvantage probably, you know what I'm saying? So, sheesh, that's embarrassing. And I think that a lot of you, because you have climbed up so much socially, probably with a merit, people know that all of this advocacy that you're doing is a product of lessons that you've had to learn around bad habits and just like how to be more refined. It's like something where your people are seeing that you're very refined. And that you're always getting bullied by somebody pushy, demanding, and overbearing, okay? They see that you've had a bully, okay, or something like that. So, let's see. What is the current gossip on you, pal? Yeah. Pal 3, we have that knight. We have that poet. We have a thief. And then we have angel in the reverse, okay? I'm getting that somebody tried to steal your knight, okay? But your knight was loyal. I'm hearing that whoever was trying to steal your person, somebody was trying to steal your divine masculine. They were trying to steal your knight in shining armor. This person somebody's very loyal to you, but they are demanding and controlling. So you kind of have to like okay, they might be loyal, but they're still the bane of my existence, even from a distance. Even from a distance, you find a way to be the bane of my existence. Okay. People are saying that you're a writer, that you express a lot of insights and symbolic language. They see that a lot of you guys have a love of honor now. Okay. You have a love of honor now. And I think that a lot of what they're seeing is that this love of honor, this person loves your advocacy. They love, they benefited from your advocacy. They're seeing that your relationship is clearly not over, right? And I'm also getting that people are saying that people have stolen from you a lot, or they've acted innocently around you to mislead you when they were really trying to steal, they were really trying to steal your night. They were really trying to steal your soul. You know what I'm saying? These people who were like, they were trying to steal your person. They were just trying to steal money, creative ideas, and affection. And, your person was very loyal to you. And I think this made so many people pissed off and uncomfortable. And it's also because, this person has watched you advocate for yourself, or they're very tuned into your nuances, and, they're really loyal to you. And, but I think that it was only after so many of your other loves were delusions and destructive rulers, right? They were quite the opposite. And they see some of them they're watching you write poetry about a love of honor. I'm also getting that your lover, they know that your lover knows that you were bullied. They know that you have been, you have been demanded in life. People have been overbearing to you. People have been not fulfilling, right? And now they're seeing you with a love of honor, a fulfilling love. And now you're so compassionate to be sharing your soul insights with the world and helping people fix their relationships. Like they're saying that people, you're helping people fix their relationships with your advocacy. You're helping people fix major problems in their life. With your advocacy, you're helping people find true joy, literally. And you've also been helping people discern, bullies, and discern people who have been misleading other people. Especially this thief that has been trying to steal from your home, or they've been trying to steal your counterpart, okay? But then people are learning that this person was not an advocate. They were not as well versed as you. And it was like, with time, this was an inevitable ending, that this person, this thief, especially like person who was stealing creative ideas, or anything else that they feel like they were lacking, it was only like a matter of time before, they can no longer steal your identity, your soul insights. Like, they're just not as well versed about it, and they don't have enough expression of it. Okay, so whatever they're trying to steal, some of them are trying to steal your advocacy, but they're literally just like not expressing soul insights the same way. They don't have a symbolic language like you. They're just not as good as you. They're not as well versed, not as educated. So they feel so, you know, if they get on a think piece, just know you broke their heart with your with how well versed you are. And I'm hearing that you argue a motherfucker down, and you're just, you won't lose an argument. You know what I'm saying? You're so sound, and you fix so many people's problems with this advocacy work. So we don't listen to the critics in the pulpit who are just not as, you know, successful, you know, as us, Pow 3. And a lot of what these people are doing, especially if they're hopping on think pieces trying to steal brand aesthetics, they're really just lacking truly. And they're just become so intimidated by how abundant you are, how well versed you are, and how you really can, you know, I'm hearing you talk in circles and running circles around people, and they literally are just, you know, a lot of people just bullied you for being smart or being a nerd, okay? And they just mad now that you're just like, you found a symbolic way to express all of your intelligence. Some of you guys are musicians now, artists now, that where you were really, they might see this cool hipster like image aesthetic now, but it was really after you fixed yourself from being, you know, from being bullied and, you know, violently attacked by people or stolen from, you know, because people were truly lacking. But they really saw you as like so abundant. It has like, you know, so much more than them. Okay. Could advocate so much more than them. Okay. And your results are better than theirs as well. Right. So they just look like a lower standard and a lower quality. And so a lot of these people who are the lower standards, a lot of them they'll get catty because they're just like, they'll start ganging up and maybe try to bully you. Some of them are acting innocently, but for others they will try to they'll try to gang up on you because they know that they're just to like steal your creative ideas, because they're really lacking and they see you as so abundant. Like, I'm hearing that there's a whole groups and troops that could be stealing from you. And I know this is overbearing, but really, you know, they're seeing a love of honor help, you know, and that reminds everybody that like, you guys can steal everything, but you really won't steal this artwork that I have with like the love of my life, right? So some of them, they really want the love of your life really bad. Like, they want you guys to break up so bad, right? They've been trying to steal it, right? Because this person has been inspiring your poetry or your songwriting, okay? With the Five of Pentacles reverse, yeah, but you and your lover are very much in step and in tandem with one another, the lovers. And you guys are recovering from this hardship of this thief. Your lover has been just as much sorrow as you have been about these thieves that have been stealing your creative acts and money. And they have been just like, you know, some of them have already, like, they have just been doing this for their own personal gain, to pretend to be an advocate, right? Because they want to look like they had, like that they're really enlightened. They want to look like they're an advocate of movement. They want to look like they are, you know, pro-black, or they want to look, you know what I'm saying? They want to look honorable, but really they are just a selfish and intense desire to look like they have the same social class as you, to look like they have the same study as you, when it's clear they're just a lower standard and lower quality because they're not well versed. And a lot of them, they don't have a man. So they're really, you know, you showing off a man in front of everybody as well, like somebody who's honoring you, like this lover, unconditional love. Your lover is just like, hey, this is who I love. Like, somebody, I'm hearing a real lover, a real man, a real woman, somebody stood up and honored you. And it was because a lot of them saw you getting bullied so much, right? And they feel like you have like this unconditional love that you have, that has been inspiring your art, has been helping you recover from loss and disappointment and hardship, okay? They're saying that they really, really love you. And all these other people were just in a wishful thinking that their bullying was ever going to prevail. They're just losers, conventional losers, and they hate to see you with that man. I mean, something like, I hate to see you with that man, and that man is not betraying you. Like, that's crazy work, friends. Let me know how that let me know how that resonates down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Hi, Pal 4. Last but not least, you chose the cheetah spirit, and this, oh no, not that card. Okay, here it is. You got the beggar, okay? Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. People see that you are calm and collected, and they see that you are very empowered daily to meet your physical survival needs. And people are very shocked at you standing up to this challenge, and you finding like these people are gossiping about your solutions to your physical survival issues. Some of you guys have been homeless when it was snowing out, or you have been trying to stay warm, is what I'm hearing. And you're stressed about, like, you could be stressed, but people see that you always have a healthy self-esteem. You're always deeply compassionate for yourself. And ultimately, they see you as the authority. Like, even if it's like something where they just see you as the authority. Like, and they know it's because they were the ones chasing the sex, money, and power. Especially if you have rich friends and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They know that they were just egoic, okay? You know, they realized that you were the spiritual authority, and then humble. I'm hearing that you are very humbled in your relationships with your rich friends or something like that. LOL. Because a lot of them, they know that you've been in a physical survival, like getting food, getting water, getting shelter. They've seen you confront these different challenges, and they're very impressed. I'm getting that people's mouths are falling to the ground about how you have been facing these challenges. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm getting that, you know, you have been applying pressure. Like, how are you applying pressure as a beggar? Like, that's crazy. Some of y'all are applying pressure as a beggar. Some people could be saying, I really am not getting that. You're not really pushy, demanding, and overbearing. But people can say, they could be saying that you're a little bossy. But ultimately, I think that you're the ones that really is displaying a healthy self-esteem, especially in a position of leadership. You're really balanced within this leadership, especially if you know that all these rich people's coming around and stuff like that. We know that y'all got money and stuff like that. But we know that they're just regular folk. You know, that's what Obama said. They're just regular folk, you know? So a lot of them, they're seeing that you have connections to a celebrity, or, you know, that you have high, you know, people who are ostentatious and glamorous, and they see that you are, like, you know, you're not into that, like, or that you're like they know that the money is going to change you or something like that. They're just fearing that the money is going to change you. But you're I'm hearing that you're closing deals, signing deals, you're getting your inheritance, and what your priority is not to go get anything flashy. Your priority is to, you know, have your physical survival needs met. Like, so, you know, what's the current gospel right now? LOL, this is cool. We have the First Amendment. People are saying that you're not, because they see that you have somebody has been attacking you because of your religion or your spiritual beliefs, and you just keep emphasizing your freedoms, like you keep emphasizing your liberties. We have Archangel Metatron. Yeah, I'm getting something. Ooh, that's so interesting that Archangel Metatron came out, because I always think about what Archangel Metatron comes around. Archangel Metatron concerns our inheritance and, you know, what we are getting endowed with. And people are literally seeing your endowment now. They're seeing you get funded. They're seeing checks getting written to you. They're seeing your funding coming in. And they see that how, like, you are the authority of freedom. Like, you represent people's liberty and freedom, and you hold them to that standard. You know, and not to let them get bound by any type of material, you know, illusion, okay, of material things. But also Archangel Metatron coming out here is like such a like, I think always concerns your inheritance and you getting a big legacy and endowment. And they just, a lot of people are just wondering how this will all change you, and you're just like, still let people know that you'll still be shopping at the thrift store, you'll still be, you know, you're still you. It's just that you, I think that the process of you, like, I think that especially with Archangel Metatron and maybe having going through some karmic cycles, of not having your physical survival needs met, it really is teaching you to appreciate these things a lot more. And to, I'm also hearing to get clear around an ancestral patterning, around attachment issues, financial security, and ultimately financial freedom, my good friend. Some of these people are watching you get financial freedom after being a beggar, after being humbled, and not having things that you needed, not having, you know, flashy things. You know what I'm saying? People are seeing that you are, in fact, the true authentic empowerment because of how you've had to empower yourself over these survival challenges, and that you've humbled yourself and built your self-esteem without having any of that. And it's like divine timing that this is getting endowed to you now, that your inheritance is coming in, that your funding is coming in, your investors are coming in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a mutual dream that you have with someone is creating a lot of domestic bliss and building a lot of trust, especially as you guys move into your domestic bliss and securities. You'll never forget those cycles when you guys didn't have what you needed. You will never forget those cycles where your self-esteem was not good. You'll never forget those cycles where you didn't have enough, right? And everything that the storm or the challenge and the climbing the mountain of achieving this goal with somebody, they're saying that you had a mutual dream with somebody and you work actively to achieve it, okay? And that you are just an empire reloading consistently on their ass, and that they can't do anything about it. So if they're mad, they're gonna be mad for a long time, friend, because Archangel Metatron is bringing the inheritance of not just one mutual dream, not just one manifester, but two manifestors, okay? A dream between two people, and they see that your empire. There's some of you guys there, you must have recently announced this, or you've announced a dream, you've announced a contract, you've announced a deal, or you've renounced, like, you've gotten some type of rewards and recognition around something that you have been accomplishing with somebody, and they see that you just keep reloading. Like, they see that you, like, that this was like, they're seeing an empire exploding, after being a beggar, like after not even having a motherfucking coffee to drink, not even having, some of them, they watched you very cold, not having a warm place to be, like, you know, not having domestic bliss. And now they're seeing your empire expand, and literally you're getting this huge financial reward, right? Like, they're watching you become, like, some of you guys are becoming the richest. Like, when you didn't have shit, everybody else was looking like they was flossed out, right? And now you didn't look now, right? Because you focused on your freedom, because you focused on being, like, free of a religion, free of, like, saying what you want, doing what you want. Like, they feel like all, like, they feel like you just get to do what you want now. Like, that's crazy. I'm hearing they're saying your mutual dream came true. And they say that you was a cheetah. You know how the cheetah is the fastest in the city? what's that sign? The hottest in the city? Who the fastest in the city? The cheetah. They were like, you were the fastest in the city, or something like that. You were fast as hell coming up, or something like that. They're saying that like, oh, you were down and out for a brief moment, and then now you just got like this huge empire and a mutual dream, and like a great life. Honestly, like, so it was like you just were patient with yourself, and you just knew you were having, honey. Femme fatale, Avenger, Shapeshifter. Like, they're definitely saying that there was something wronged, right? There was like maybe like people saying, see, they saw that like something happened where you had a vengeance for something, or you were motivated to rebel. But it was definitely something where you were seeking to get justice, okay? From a moment, maybe from a femme fatale, maybe because of an inappropriate attachment to the material realm, which is like a big juxtaposition to the beggar, right? The beggar is solely focused on their physical survival. But there was a moment they see that you had to learn some intense lessons around attachment issues from a femme fatale, where your sensuality, money, and power was not the only mechanism for your survival. Some of you, they were trying to say that you were trying to use your sensuality to get more money and power, and you thought that would be your physical security, and that wasn't your physical security. You know what I'm saying? You had to learn a lot of lessons from that. You were humbled by that. People also just say that you have learned a lot of lessons in general about inappropriate sensuality, attachment to money and power, and that, you know, they're like, we know that the money will not change you, power for. Like, we know that you're getting this money to balance the scales of justice and to do something on behalf of society. People are also saying that while you were in these beggar cycles, right, when you were trying to meet your physical survival, that you still saw the beauty in your circumstances. They've always seen your life, like, you know, you do have beauty in abundance, okay? You know, you really do. And these people saw the beauty in the abundance of your life, even in physical survival. So when they saw all the domestic bliss and all the flashy money and cars and stuff like that, they see that, you know, it helped them understand that was an inappropriate attachment to money and power, or those things ultimately don't mean anything, because when you leave this life, the only thing that you take with you is your soul and the memories you share with those who you love. And so they saw this within you. They saw you getting with this, especially with this mutual dream, having so many memories with this person that you love, and how this person was with you in a state of physical survival, and how you guys have been awakening and building your self-esteem, you know, in a healthy way, and seeing the beauty in all the different stages it's been taking to get here. They definitely feel like you have been failing to care for yourself, and, you know, you've had to take some time out to care for yourself, okay? But they ultimately just see you as an angel, friend. They do. They definitely see you as an angel, and that you've had to learn about these inappropriate attachments by losing a lot, okay? Losing a lot of security, losing a lot, and focusing on your physical survival, and not using, you know, and doing that without, like, the best scenario in life. You know what I'm saying? They saw how beautiful your life, they see how beautiful your life is, even in physical survival. So it's just like they love you. Like, they love you so much, because they're like, how is your life so beautiful? Like, and now a lot of them have watched you transform this life too. They've seen the process of this, and now they're watching you reload, get funding, you know. LOL. Okay, friends. So what is the current gossip, and let's wrap? Okay, so tarot. That's so sweet. Yeah, they see that a lot of your anxieties are falling away, and that, especially if you're a beggar, being stressed about your circumstances and your physical survival don't change your circumstances. Focus on your dream. Focus on achieving your goal day by day, okay? For one, you can't rush a healing as well, because you and your person are mirroring some paranoia, or you're mirroring some scarcity trauma. So you cannot, you need to build trust and to continue to focus on a strong bond that cannot be broken. Your relationship is not just domestic bliss. It's not just about getting the money. It must be aligned. And they're definitely seeing that, like, you've started to have fun, and you stop focusing so much on the physical survival, and more about having a good time and making beautiful memories, and that, just like finding joy and fulfilling relationships and building and improving your trust and communication is helping you recover also, right? Being joyful is a priority today. It's a health that is joy is a mental health that is well, right? So that's what I'm seeing. They definitely see that you're not as anxious and fearful as you used to be. They see that, you could be a little bit scattering, okay, a little bit fleeing. Because a lot of you guys work in the moment, okay? You really work in the moment. So this is a weaving technique that I see a lot of vagabonds and people who are really struggling with their physical survival do. You might like seem really all over the place or chaotic, and it's just like, you're really inspired to take action. But it is your creative, it could just be your creative process, and just like going with the flow. Some of you guys, you really have to go with the flow, and not be stressed and anxious about a physical survival, because that's just a stress mechanism, and it's not changing the circumstances. What's changing the circumstances is you staying focused on achieving the goal, okay? For one. But for two, the gossip on you is that people are seeing that this, like, there's a lot of inspired energies that are scattered, but that it feels like there is like no aim, okay? These people who are gossiping about you, I don't know if that's the right thing, but it feels like some of these people who are gossiping about you are, especially with this Empire Reloaded coming out, is some of these people where they have been enemies, okay, or they have been somewhere else. There's been someone, okay, they've been somewhere else, or these people, I'm hearing that these people are just these could be people who are choosing not to support, and they just are watching you, okay? So some of these people, they are this is interesting for the Eight of Cups to come out. I'm gonna pull a couple of these Kipper cards. Can you tell me what this is about? I'm getting that these are people who, they're not a part of the Empire, right? But yeah, they flee is what I'm hearing. Okay, these might not even be romantic relationships, but I'm getting that there's people here who have known, and they feel like you just recently reloaded on them. Like, they feel like you always coming with some more heat, like, and you always doing something so raw, and then they're just sitting there scattered with their energies, doing a lot of things that don't make sense, because a lot of them are really blinded by your light. They're really blinded by your success and stardom. Like, they're blinded by how big of a star you've become, but really they see, like, I know y'all have heard, like, the more troubles and trials and tribulations, the richer you are. Like, I'm getting, like, people are literally watching you, like, after being poor and not having your physical survival met, they're watching you give a freedom of speech, or they're watching you give they're watching you improve the communication and build trust in a mutual dream, and they're watching the mutual dream develop or get rewards and recognition, or they're literally watching you get the power, and they're just sitting there. They're like, oh my God, you're just keep taking these actions, and your anxieties or fears are falling away. Meanwhile, they're just sitting there aimless with no point or purpose, like in no dream. And so like it's really embarrassing. Like it's really embarrassing to watch them. Like the people who didn't help you, I'm hearing people who literally just sat there and watched you struggle. They see that you're actually like reloaded. You're actually like expanding, you know, from their pointless, I don't know, something like you're expanding from their waste. It's like your relationships with people who, you know, you couldn't form a mutual dream with them, and it was really because they had an inappropriate attachment to money and power, or they were the ones inappropriately used their sensuality, especially like people who wanted to compete, you know, secret competition. It's like your mutual dream kind of dead the competition, and they just sit there and like have no point, no purpose, right? Watching a strong bond, okay? You know, I'm also getting that for some of you guys, if you have a partner where there's a mutual dream and this person flees, they get triggered or something like that. This person, they have a value of greed that has actually been helping them materialize your success in this mutual dream. This person has been wanting more options, and I think it's because they have already claimed you to be their number one, or they knew that they were your number one, or they've seen that you have more options, and so a lot of them have been wanting to have more options as well. But they know that those relationships don't have trust, good communication, and they're not working to achieve a goal, okay? So if they're being non-cooperative, it's because, yeah, I definitely am seeing, like, you know, that this situation has not had a fulfillment yet, and they need to be unblocked around something, okay? With this Knight of Wands, it's because they're scattered, and I think that this is just like they're still healing, and I think that they have not recovered from this physical survival that you guys have been in, okay? I'm hearing something very traumatic, or a lot of scarcity trauma in this relationship, okay? Clarifying the Knight of Wands. Tell me about, you know, this person, the world, okay? So I feel like, you know, this could be one or two things going on here. You know, this person has really been, they have a codependency in this relationship. Some of them are dealing with a drug addiction with this beggar, okay? So sometimes this person, when they have this codependency of a drug or something like that they're doing that represents a inappropriate attachment, has been, that cycle is over, okay? It's either that because the cycle is over because you're ending a relationship with somebody, or because of their inappropriate attachments, or you are, you know, this person you finally got your closure from this person who would not hold responsibility, or who could not fulfill the mutual dream. some of these people are, they realize that a very strong bond that you had, they feel scattered because they can't attack anything else. Like some of these, if this is not your romantic partner, this feels more about the people who are gossiping, or the people who were like, they wanted to be third parties, or they wanted to be like, they just have been, they didn't help you, they just sat there and lingered by, and your relationships have been so unfulfilling with them because they could have been helping you. But some of you guys, you really just need to improve your communication with somebody, and that's why you haven't been having fulfillment. But for others, these are the people who are gossiping, or the people who have come to a complete standstill because they don't have a mutual dream, and they just feel so scattered and aimless, and just like they don't know where to go after getting a psychic death from your strong bond. Okay, I'm hearing something where it put an end to a secret competition. It put an end to whatever mirroring, this person has been doing as a projection, defense mechanism. You just reloaded on them and left, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing something where you left these people drifting, aimless, and scattered all over the place after helping them release some type of subconscious fears that have had them codependent on you. Okay? I'm getting that you came in first in a secret competition. Okay? LOL is what I'm hearing. You're the ones getting the most money and power. You're the ones that's having the best sensual experiences. So people are like, and it's because you are the ones that don't have the inappropriate attachment to them. Okay, tell me a little bit more about this aimless person, or whoever this is. I'm getting that these are people where they were just too, yeah, rich girl, honey, you're a rich girl now. Okay, after being a beggar. So I knew that was gonna come out, but yeah, so they hate this house that you built with this person, and they can't steal from your house no more. They can't obstruct your home securities anymore. They can't throw any more tantrums. They can't break this strong bond. Okay, yeah, good lady, a rich girl, you're so good. Like, it's not like these people who have been acting absurd, like we have the cross, right? So yeah, somebody got put in a coffin. I'm hearing you really dug a bitch grave. Whoever was trying to compete with the empire, they just sitting there so unhappy with their family, they unhappy child, they unhappy life, unhappy bodies, just sitting there without no purpose, and they feel so scattered now because they literally have come to this point where they can like literally just, they can join you. For some of you, some of them, can't beat them, join them. So some of them do want to like join you now, but that will require them to cross a threshold, or to cross into a different set of decision making, or evolve beyond the conflict that they've been making up in their heads. But they got a psychic death with your mutual dream, right? Like, you're not in the same position. Okay, or something, whatever they were doing, where they thought that they were getting chosen, and they just were not getting chosen. Like, some of them, they thought that they were getting a romantic offer, but they really weren't. So I'm getting that this was a snake in the grass who was just envious. Okay, a snake in the grass who see that you're getting high honors, and becoming a rich person. But I hope I'm making sense. Hold on, sorry guys. Channeling sometimes gets all over the place, but I feel like if you just listen and stream, like, you'll start to connect a lot of the pieces. I feel like there is a situation with someone, an enemy, who you may have disarmed, and they would be better off if they allied with you, or if they made a confession, especially the criminals. But for others, yeah, but like, and for those people, furthermore, for those people, they would have to release a pride. And I think that watching you empower yourself from a beggar into becoming a rich girl is a very humbling place to be in. They'll feel very inferior because you'll be receiving such high honor. So some of them will just sit there and pretend not to know you, or they'll pretend, they'll just sit there, right? They'll drift aimlessly, because they can't move forward anymore also. So I think that this is the crossroads that we've been in. But also, if this is a romantic interest, some of them, they have been really egoic around you having more options than them, or them wanting more options. And so, they haven't, you're clearly like, a good person, a rich girl, beautiful, erotic sensuality, money, power, whatever. Huge endowment, huge inheritance coming in. And they just are still there with the value of greed, trying to explore a lot of options that don't work out. And this is a hardship in the relationship because they're just like trying to stay strong. I think this is really because someone, this masculine that flees, they are too struggling with resentment with you because of how you've empowered yourself in this physical survival. Like, they literally have watched you glow up and level up from being a beggar into a rich girl, okay? A good lady, right? And so they're just like sitting there at a crossroads where some of them need to make the decision to, this person is your home, your family, and your inheritance. So I think that this period that you're in right now is like this cycle of them fleeing and scattering and trying to find more options is, them needing to trust your mutual dream, building more trust, okay, and improving your communication, because they really have been struggling at this crossroads to make a rational decision, which is the good girl, which is the rich lady, which is the mutual dream, which is the, you know what I'm saying, the life, right? The erotic, sensual relationship. You're everything that this person has ever wanted, right? But you've really seen the beauty in this whole situation. And I think, sharing more about how you have seen the beauty in this situation will help resolve these cycles where this person felt like they needed to go explore other options, where they felt like they weren't getting enough attention, where they felt the hardship really badly. This person, this is a very strong bond, but they have also been a ride or die for you. So, they're just, I definitely feel like the cycle of you guys exploring other options or fleeing away from the mutual dream is coming to an end. It has really made you both really unhappy, but I think that there is, I feel like these were really just cycles of you both being children and not really understanding, not, mastering these enemies that have been, a threat to your home, okay? That's what I'm seeing right now, pal, for around the current gossip around you. I hope that gives us some kind of clarity about what could be going on. You are wrapping up the cycle and crossing this threshold. That is really continue to focus. I think that really is to continue to focus on a redress of your grievances. Especially like emphasizing differences around religion and other things that could be obstructing you, that could be related to a difference in lifestyle and values, that will help people align more with this dream, okay? Thank you so much. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see y'all in the next one.